Proji, like whatever you said about spirituality, so I agree with all of the point, and it was like nice points. But what I feel is when we will practice spirituality, so like we have to leave all the enjoyments. The life will not be like it was previously before. So we have to leave all our enjoyments and how we live and whatever we are doing in our life presently. So I agree with all of your points, but for this thing I feel a little bit hesitant to practice spirituality because I have to leave everything for it.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. It's a very nice question. Yeah, many people I know, a huge number of people actually, they are hesitant or reluctant to accept a path of spirituality only because of this. Why? Because they think if I practice spirituality, I have to change my food habits, or I have to give up my enjoyment in life. Maybe I have to, leave this or leave that and change this or change that, and I'm not comfortable doing it. So therefore, they think, oh, maybe I'm not ready for that yet. Yes, but it's based on a very big misconception. You know why? Spirituality does not teach you to leave anything. It actually teaches you to take up something positive, and by taking up something positive, a natural consequence may be that you leave something which is unhealthy. Right? To give you an example, Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, when he went to the US, it was naturally culture shock, in the US, especially there was in 1970s, there was this hippie generation, 60s and 70s. And these hippies had all sorts of bad habits, unthinkable. Drugs, sex, and, crime, everything. That was how they were, right? And you cannot imagine, kind of someone who had, worse habits, so to speak. But Prabhupada, when he met them, he did not ask them to leave this or leave that. You leave drugs, you leave this, He gave them a positive alternative, right? He gave them, the names of God, the process of bhakti, where even they were interested in music, like many of them. At that time music was the thing. So he helped them, he told them that you can use music in spirituality to progress spiritually, right? So that they liked. So since they were into music, they used that music to praise God. And he did not tell them you leave this or you leave that. But as they started practicing, they started realizing that these habits were unhealthy. So spirituality does not force you to leave anything, it actually makes you mature enough to take a decision to leave those things which are unhealthy. So you don't have to be afraid that if I practice, that if I practice this, then I have to leave that, I have to leave that. You don't have to leave anything. You will naturally leave. When you understand, when you realize that, this is not healthy for me. And until then in ISKCON, we don't tell people, you leave this, then only you can come to ISKCON. We say, you come, you practice, you read, you hear, you participate in our programs. And when they do that, they give up on their own. So you don't have to be afraid that I have to give up this, you don't have to give up anything. But when you practice, it may happen on your own. And you should not have any apprehension if I leave anything on my own, is that also a problem? It will not be a problem when you take the decision on your own to leave something. The problem is if someone forces you to leave it, right? So since that is not going to happen, at least I know, in my own experience within ISKCON, I have seen, the preachers don't tell you to leave anything. It happens naturally as a consequence later on. When you realize, this is such a nice healthy life, why should I, waste my time, energy and, spoil my consciousness and health by getting into these negative things? So there's no need to be afraid. So no need to be hesitant. Just be confident.